When it was first revealed that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes would focus on a new character set in a new time period and would not star franchise veteran Andy Serkis, many fans were left upset and disappointed, but Wes Ball has revealed that while Andy won't be in this movie, there's potential for him to return in the future. If you like what I do here and want to show your support, be sure to hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all things Apes. Enjoy the video. Hello and welcome back to Ape Nation, your number one source for all things Planet of the Apes on YouTube. My name is Josh, and it's been a wild week of news for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Among all the photos and interviews, we now also have one addressing a question that I've seen a lot of fans asking ever since this movie was announced: where is Andy Serkis? Among all the new looks at the movie from Empire Magazine and Entertainment Weekly and everything like that, there was also something that I found that I didn't really see get picked up much, didn't really see anyone talking about, and I think it's also from that Empire Magazine article that will be released in February. But it's an article from Slash Film about why Andy Serkis did not come back for this movie to play a different ape character in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Wes Ball explains why he wasn't in the movie, how he actually had conversations with Andy, how he had conversations with Matt Reeves. So I'm just gonna go through the article here and then I'm gonna talk about my opinions. There's actually some really interesting stuff about what it can mean for the future of Andy Serkis in this franchise. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. After the newest Planet of the Apes trilogy wrapped up in 2017 with director Matt Reeves' stunning biblical epic War for the Planet of the Apes, fans were left with two pressing questions. One, why the heck wasn't Andy Serkis ever recognized by the Oscars for its genuinely award-worthy performance as Caesar? Secondly, would the actor ever return for future movies down the line, despite the fact that Caesar meets a heartbreaking but poignant end by the conclusion of the film? There's precedent within this franchise for actors once again taking the lead role in subsequent sequels as a different character, of course. Look no further than Roddy McDowall starring in the original Planet of the Apes and Escape from the Planet of the Apes as the chimpanzee Cornelius, before coming back in Conquest and eventually Battle to play the role of Cornelius' son, Caesar. So why not keep the tradition going from one Caesar to the next? Alas, that wasn't meant to be with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but in the newest issue of Empire Magazine, Kingdom director Wes Ball revealed that a Serkis reunion wasn't the pipe dream some may have thought it was. In a bittersweet irony, however, it seems that the actor's incredible performance and screen presence actually worked against him in a way. According to Ball, we talked about it for sure, like, could you play another ape character? I entertained that thought for a long time because I thought it would be effing cool, and Matt Reeves would always say, Andy is the best actor I've ever worked with. He's just too iconic in a way, so we decided it's probably best to think about future movies where maybe he can come in. It's not all bad news though. Wes Ball's statement about potentially bringing Andy Serkis back in future movies sure feels intriguing, but his presence will still be felt in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Later in Empire's big cover feature for the upcoming sequel, new lead star Owen Teague, who plays the ape Noah, explained that he had a very personal connection with his predecessor in more ways than one. I became an actor because I saw Andy Serkis play King Kong when I was a child. I was so in love with that character, and I remember my mom explained to me, that's a person in motion capture and that's his performance. I thought, oh, I can do that. So when this came around, I was sure I wouldn't get it because it was too good to be true. The 25-year-old Teague would have been only 7 years old when Serkis starred in Peter Jackson's King Kong remake in 2006, but clearly Serkis left a mark on the future actor. While Serkis isn't credited with any official role in the upcoming Apes movie, he did help pass on the torch by sharing his thoughts and advice to Teague for what undoubtedly was an intimidating and challenging role, even before factoring in the motion capture of it all. According to Teague, I zoomed with Serkis and he said, how can I help? He gave me a lot of ape-related advice. He said, you're not impersonating an ape, you're putting on a costume of that character. So it becomes a really internal process as opposed to an imitation. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will monkey its way into theaters May 24th, 2024. A lot of things to talk about here, beyond just the basics of why Andy Serkis isn't going to be in the movie, which makes sense. So Wes Ball talks about how they actually talked to Andy Serkis, which is something that I wasn't sure had actually happened. So it's really nice to hear that they actually talked. They had a conversation about potentially Andy coming back and being in this movie in a new role. What I actually am very excited about, and maybe not everyone will agree with this, But I'm really glad they decided it wasn't time for him to be in this movie. It maybe would be distracting, and maybe they wanted just to keep the focus on this new character and get everyone on board with Noah before they bring in Andy Serkis as some stunt role. But what I think even more so is standing out to me is that it sounds like they didn't want to just put Andy Serkis in the movie to put Andy Serkis in the movie. They want to wait for a character that they think is worthy of his performance. And so I'm really glad to hear that. They're probably going to give him a role maybe down the line. Assuming he does come back, they would give him a role that is another character he can really sink his teeth into and bring another iconic performance to. It was fun to see Charlton Heston come back and play that role in the 2001 Planet of the Apes movie, but all he did was sit in a chair and say a couple of lines. He didn't really have much to do in the movie. I would not want them to bring Andy Serkis into this movie just to have him say a couple of lines and it'll be a cute little role or a cute little cameo. That's not really what I want for Andy Serkis. So I'm really excited to know that that is potentially the future of Andy Serkis in this franchise, to get another really meaty role. The other thing that really stood out to me that, I didn't know this prior to now, but Matt Reeves and Wes Ball actually had conversations along with Wes Ball and Andy Serkis. So it's really making me excited knowing that Matt Reeves, while he's not a producer or a writer or director on this movie, he did have involvement in the creative process. He did talk with Wes Ball during the development of this movie. He did give him advice. They had meetings of some kind. What those meetings evolved on a deeper level, how much they actually talked, how much Matt Reeves was actually involved in helping Wes Ball, that I don't know. I'm sure we'll probably hear more quotes like this in the coming months, but it does get me really excited knowing that Matt Reeves was involved at some point and he was working with Wes Ball. At least Wes Ball was going to him for advice. And the same can be said for Owen Teague, as he was talking with Andy Serkis and Andy Serkis was giving him advice on how to work in performance capture. I really like that these two are continuing to be involved in the franchise, even just from a standing back and giving advice type of role. It's really exciting to hear that. Again, many people have wondered, why is Andy Serkis not in this movie? Some people even, for some reason, don't really understand why Caesar isn't in this movie, but that's a whole other conversation. But I've seen many people, including in the comment section on my videos, asking why Andy Serkis isn't in the movie. If Andy Serkis isn't there, why should I see this movie? Well, here's your answer. He's not in the movie because they didn't have a role that was worthy of his performance, but down the line, maybe in the second movie or the third movie in this trilogy, they might find a role for Andy Serkis to come back and bring another iconic character to life. But until then, we just have Noah, and I think Owen Teague is going to do a great job. So far, it sounds like he's learning a lot of the right lessons from Andy Serkis. Same with Wes Ball from Matt Reeves. Of course, I'm always going to be sad that Andy Serkis isn't in a movie because he's one of the best actors in the world, but as long as he is not being wasted, then I'm okay with him not being in the movie. And I'm excited to see him potentially be in the next one or the one after that in another really great role. What do you guys think of this? Are you okay with this answer for why Andy Serkis isn't in the movie? Are you still upset? Do you wish he was in it in some way, even if it was a tiny role? Or are you okay waiting for him to have the right role later down the line? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for checking out today's video here on Ape Nation. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all things apes. I'll catch you in the next one, so until then, goodbye.